You've been sold a pup your whole life. Yeah, what they always said was harmless at breakfast could be sabotaging your health. Have you ever stopped to think why so many people these days are battling with bloating, sore joints, fatigue, and even heart problems? Could the culprit be that fresh bread you're scoffing every morning without even imagining the impact it has on your system? But here's the detail no one tells you. There's a secret 100% natural recipe used for thousands of years by the old-timers in these regions. This recipe has unbelievable power to heal your body from the inside out. And today, for the first time, I'm going to reveal this formula that's been kept under wraps. But listen up, I'm only going to give you this recipe at the end of the video. So if you really want to turn your health around, if you want to feel lighter, with more energy, and even make your skin look younger without forking out a heap of cash on chemical products and expensive treatments, stick with me till the end. Now before we get into it, I just want to ask for two simple but very important favours. The first is a commitment, not to me, but to yourself. If you're keen to chase more health and a longer life in the next 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10, or even 30 years, I want you to comment below, "I love bread." This simple phrase will send a powerful signal to your brain and strengthen your commitment to your own health. The second favour is even simpler. Give this video a like and share it with everyone you want to see living in good health for many, many years. It could be a mate, a sibling, your folks, your kids. Anyone you love needs this knowledge. Righto, no more mucking around. Let's get straight to the point. What really happens to your body when you stop eating bread for 7 days? The answer might surprise you. Let's get cracking. When you decide to stop eating bread, especially the kind made with refined white flour, your body goes through a proper transformation. A lot of these changes happen almost straight away, while others become more noticeable as the days go on. And that's exactly what I want to explain to you now. The first impact happens to your blood sugar. That white bread has a super high glycemic index, which means it makes your blood sugar shoot up quickly and then crash just as fast. This creates those energy spikes and crashes that make you feel hungry all the time. When you cut out the bread, your body starts to stabilize these levels, stopping those highs and lows. This means less out-of-control hunger, less craving for snacks all the time, and more control over your weight and energy throughout the day. The second impact is on your body's bloating. A lot of people don't realize it, but that kind of bread contains gluten and other stuff that can cause inflammation in your system. If you feel bloated, wake up with swollen fingers and feet, or notice that your face looks rounder and holds onto fluid easily, bread could be part of the problem. By ditching the bread, a lot of people notice a big drop in bloating, as well as a feeling that their digestion is working better and their gut is more regulated. And now here's a really interesting point, your energy. Some people report that in the first few days without bread, they feel a bit tired, kind of like a food hangover. This happens because the body is used to relying on that fast-absorbing carb as its main energy source. But after that adjustment period, the body starts to look for other, more efficient sources, like fat. And that's where the big change comes in. Your energy becomes more stable, without those moments of feeling sleepy after meals, without that feeling of being lazy in the middle of the day. You start to wake up with more get up and go, feel lighter and more productive. On top of that, without the bread, a lot of people start to notice their skin looks better, they have less joint pain, and even a better quality of sleep. All of this is because the body is cutting down on inflammatory processes that were being fed every day. And here I want you to pay close attention. I'm not saying all bread is bad or that you can never eat bread again, but when you ditch bread for 7 days, you let your body have a break from that cycle of sugar, inflammation, and unstable energy, and the results can be surprising.
Now, if you're curious about how to replace bread in a healthy way, and still have a tasty and easy diet, keep watching because I'm going to show you the best alternatives. For years, that fresh loaf was seen as a staple and even a healthy food. For a lot of people, it's a sign of a hearty breakfast, a tradition that's tough to give up. But what if I told you that the bread we eat today has nothing to do with the bread of the old days? That it could be tricking you and sabotaging your health without you even realizing it? The first big problem is in the ingredients. Today's bread is made with highly refined white flour, which goes through a process that strips out pretty much all of its natural nutrients. What's left is pure starch, which the body digests quickly and turns into sugar. On top of that, it has chemical yeast and often even sugar in the recipe, which makes the negative impact on your system even worse. And here's a point that hardly anyone talks about. This kind of bread has a super high glycemic index. That means that right after you eat it, your blood sugar shoots up, forcing your body to release a heap of insulin to balance the levels. This up and down creates two bad effects. First, it makes your energy crash hard after a few hours, leaving you with that feeling of being knackered and hungry again. Second, when this happens often, your body can start to develop insulin resistance, which is a dangerous path towards type 2 diabetes. But it doesn't stop there. That white bread, even though it's one of the most eaten foods in Australia, has practically no essential nutrients. It has no fibre, hardly any protein, and almost no vitamins or minerals. If we compare it to a sourdough bread, or even a good quality wholemeal bread, the difference is massive. While the processed white loaf only gives you empty calories, wholemeal and natural breads can provide fibre, protein, and important nutrients for your body to work properly. In other words, that fresh bread can be considered a proper food fraud. It tricks your taste buds, gives you a false feeling of being full for a little while, but it doesn't sustain you and it contributes to weight gain, increased inflammation, and out of whack blood sugar. If you really want to have more health, more get up and go, and avoid problems in the future, it's worth rethinking how much of this type of bread you're eating. And the best part is that there are much healthier and tastier alternatives that can replace it in your day-to-day. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. If you've made it this far, you might be asking yourself, if I stop eating that bread, what am I going to eat for breakfast? And that's a common question. After all, bread has been a part of a lot of people's routine for decades. But the good news is that there are much healthier alternatives that can give you more energy, make you feel fuller, and even improve your health over time. Let's start with an option that a lot of people don't know about yet, but that can be an excellent substitute. Sourdough bread. Unlike the processed white bread, which uses chemical yeast, sourdough goes through a slow fermentation process where good bacteria help to break down the anti-nutrients in the wheat and make it a lot easier to digest. On top of that, this type of bread has a lower glycemic index, which means it doesn't cause those blood sugar spikes. If you like the texture of a crunchy, tasty bread, it's worth trying this alternative. Now, if you're worried about gluten, there's also the option of gluten-free bread. But here's an important heads up. Not all gluten-free breads are healthy. A lot of mass-produced gluten-free breads are full of cornstarch, preservatives, and other ingredients that can be just as bad as white flour. So if you want a better alternative, go for a proper wholemeal bread made with more nutritious flours like oat flour, almond flour, or rice flour. But what if you want something different from bread? What are the options? A practical and very nutritious alternative is a crepioca, which is really just a mix of egg with tapioca. As well as being easy to make, it has more protein and fills you up a lot more than a traditional bread. If you want to make it even more nutritious, you can add chia seeds, flax seeds, or even stuff it with cheese and natural herbs. Another excellent option to start the day right is an egg. Whether it's scrambled, boiled, or in an omelette, the egg is one of the most complete foods there is. It provides quality protein, helps you feel full, and it's good for your brain and heart health. And for anyone who prefers something lighter, natural yogurt with granola or fruit can be a great choice. Yogurt is rich in probiotics, which are good for your gut, while homemade granola, without sugar, adds fibre and important nutrients for your body to work.
As you can see, there's life beyond that fresh bread. And the best thing about it is that these alternatives are more nutritious, don't cause blood sugar spikes, and they also help your body work better. So, if you want to start changing your habits, you can try these options and see for yourself how your energy and your health can improve in just a few days. If you've made it this far, it means you've already got your head around the impact that fresh bread can have on your health, and you already know a lot better alternatives for your body. But now comes the real challenge. Can you go 7 days without bread? And here I want to make you a special offer. How about you try this for yourself and see with your own eyes what happens to your body after 7 days without bread? It might seem like a short time, but I guarantee you that at the end of that week, you'll feel real changes in your energy, your sleep, your digestion, and even your skin. Now, I want you to write in the comments, I accept the 7-day no bread challenge. This isn't just to show me you're committed, but to send a strong signal to your brain that you're taking control of your health. Studies show that when you declare a commitment publicly, the chances of you sticking to it are a lot higher. So write it here now. I accept the 7-day no bread challenge. And if you're a bit unsure if it's really worth it, let me tell you what happened to a few people who have already done this challenge. John, 58 years old, started the challenge without big expectations, but by the 3rd day he noticed that his stomach was less bloated and that he didn't feel that sleepy feeling right after lunch. He always thought feeling knackered in the middle of the afternoon was normal, but after cutting out bread, he realised that his energy was a lot more stable throughout the day. Mary, 63 years old, always battled with joint pain and believed that it was just part of her age. But after a week without bread, she noticed that her hands were less swollen and that the pain in her knees went down heaps. She was so impressed with the result that she decided to keep going without bread, and today she's already lost 4 kilos without making any other changes to her diet. Now I want to know from you. Are you up for giving it a go yourself and seeing what happens? Comment here, I accept the 7-day no bread challenge. The secret Blue Zones recipe. Congrats on making it this far. That shows your commitment to your health and the desire to take on habits that promote well-being and a long life. As promised, I'm going to share an ancient recipe used for centuries by the inhabitants of the Blue Zones, regions known for their high concentration of healthy centenarians. What are the Blue Zones? The Blue Zones are regions of the world where people live significantly longer and with a better quality of life. These areas include Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, Nicoya, Costa Rica, Icaria, Greece, and Loma Linda, California, USA. The inhabitants of these regions share eating habits and lifestyles that contribute to their remarkable long life. The ancient recipe, turmeric and ginger tea. This infusion combines powerful ingredients that together offer heaps of health benefits. As well as being a tasty alternative, it's easy to make and can be added to your daily routine. Ingredients: 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder or a piece of about 2 centimeters of fresh turmeric root, 1 teaspoon of ginger grated or a piece of about 2 centimeters of fresh ginger root, 500 milliliters of water, juice of half a lemon, optional, and honey to taste. How to make it? Boil the water in a pot, add the turmeric and ginger to the boiling water, turn down the heat and let the mixture steep for about 10 minutes, strain the liquid into a cup. If you like, add the lemon juice and honey to boost the flavour.
Benefits of the ingredients. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound with anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Studies indicate that turmeric can help in preventing chronic diseases, improving brain health, and aiding digestion. Ginger. Rich in gingerol, it has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. It's known for improving digestion, easing nausea, and boosting the immune system. Best time to have it. It's recommended to have the tea in the morning on an empty stomach to supercharge its detoxifying and energizing effects. Alternatively, it can be drunk after main meals to help with digestion. A heads up, even though it's a natural drink, a few things need to be kept in mind. People with bleeding disorders, both turmeric and ginger have blood thinning properties. People with clotting problems or who take blood thinning medication should avoid having too much. Pregnant and breastfeeding women should talk to a doctor before having the infusion regularly. People with gallbladders, turmeric can stimulate the gallbladder, so it's not recommended for anyone with gallstones. Always talk to a health professional before adding new things to your diet, especially if you have pre-existing medical conditions or are on ongoing medication. By adding this infusion to your routine, you'll be adopting an ancient habit that's good for your health and well-being, following in the footsteps of the people in the blue zones. Give it a go and feel the benefits of this ancient practice. We've made it to the end of this video, and I want to say congratulations for sticking with me this far. It shows that you're genuinely committed to chasing more health, a longer life, and a life with more energy and get up and go. And now let's quickly go over everything we learned today. First, we talked about what happens to your body when you cut out that fresh bread from your diet. We saw how it directly impacts blood sugar levels, cutting down those insulin spikes that make you hungrier and can lead to weight gain. We also talked about how bread contributes to inflammation, fluid retention, and even feeling knackered, and how the simple decision to go 7 days without bread can cause significant changes in your health. Then, we busted the myth of that fresh bread and explained why it's not as harmless as a lot of people think. We saw that it's made with refined white flour, chemical yeast, and often even sugar, which makes it a food with empty calories, without essential nutrients for your body. After that, we talked about the best alternatives to replace bread in a healthy and nutritious way, like sourdough bread, proper wholemeal options, crepioca, eggs, and yogurt with granola. We also launched the 7-day no bread challenge and invited you to test this change in your day-to-day, seeing for yourself the benefits that can pop up. And finally, as promised, we handed over the secret Blue Zones recipe, a powerful turmeric and ginger infusion that can help your body with inflammation, balance blood sugar levels, and boost your health. Now I want to hear from you. What city are you watching this video from? Chuck a comment below so I can see how far this message is reaching and send you a special shout out. And one more thing, from 0 to 10, what rating would you give this video? Was this knowledge helpful for you? If so, leave your rating in the comments. Now, before we wrap up, I have one last request. Comment here the phrase, "I choose a life without inflammation." This isn't just a comment, it's a public declaration that you're making a commitment to your health and well-being. And more than that, your comment can motivate other people to make that same decision. If you like this content, don't forget to give it a like. That's a massive help for this video to reach more people. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more content like this. And finally, share this video with someone you love, someone you want to see living longer and better, because info like this can change lives. Catch you in the next video. Until then.